But yeah, you can bring it as close to your mouth as you feel. Like I feel like a good like a cock away.
Yeah,
like a good sized dick away. You know,
it's like average, right?
Like an average sized cock, away, and then you'll be good.
This is like average, right?
Yeah. Oh, dude, fucking. If we're talking about mine, we might need to get this close.
Like the national average.
ASMR's cock length away, but
is that enough?
That might be enough. So yeah, we're going though. I started it. You can bring this to and for you as much as you want. But yeah, Henry Edwards is your last name?
Yep.
Henry Edwards. Welcome on the podcast.
Thank you.
You excited to be here?
Yeah, dude. This basement reminds me of like we had like a water main freeze in our basement, and we sat down here with a hair dryer like to the pipe for like 6 hours trying to unfreeze
it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did it didn't have any running water.
Did it work?
Yeah.
You guys are good at the random solutions to a problem.
Last year when it was like 3 degrees at night for like a week? Yeah.
So did you did you turn your heat off or something? Is that what happened? Or?
No, I think it's just because they were like down here and cold.
It's so cold down here, dude. It gets so cold. I tell everybody, I forgot to tell you, but you dress warm in general, so I had confidence that you'd be warm.
Yeah.
I was like, you just dress up. When you come in here, you got to make sure you're warm because it's cold as fuck down here.
I know.
One time I wore shorts and a t-shirt, like 3 weeks ago, I wore shorts and t-shirt with Andy. Do you know Andy?
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing wearing shorts and a t-shirt? I was like, my bad, dude.
Yeah.
But, okay, first thing I wanted to talk to you about, and I talked to Ethan about, was Savers, dude.
Yeah.
You're a champion of Savers.
I know, dude. I made like a pact probably like 2 years ago. I was like, I'm not buying any new clothes.
Okay.
I was like, I mean, I just bought new clothes, like dress clothes for work, but like I was like, nah, like I'm not paying Marshalls any more money. I'm buying all my clothes used and like just go to Savers like every 2 weeks or so.
And so how much would you say you spend in a Savers run?
I don't know. The thing is, it's so hit or miss, but it's so like the fruits of your own labor, like because it's 95% shit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's like you got to work for that 5%. Like you don't walk into the mall and you're like, oh, I really want to buy this, want to buy this, want to buy this.
Yeah.
When you walk into Savers, it's all shit. So you just have to find like the one thing you like, and it's very rewarding. Sometimes I'll walk out of there and spend like $50, and then sometimes I'll buy one thing.
Yeah.
Like
so how much could $50 get you in a place like Savers?
Dude, I don't know. They're kind of price gouging now, honestly.
Are they?
Caught on.
Well, because they know that you guys are.
You know, like the whole like thrift culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody just like wants to buy thrifted clothes. Like Savers has caught on.
Good for them,
yeah.
I guess. I mean, profit-wise, not so good for us. I want to go. I was planning on going the other day, and I got a little busy, so I couldn't end up going. But I do want to go like sometime in the next like 2 weeks or so. And but you're right. I've been to a thrift shop before, and that's because I have a cousin that told me, he was like, "Yo, like you gotta go thrifting. Like it's so like rewarding," as you were saying. I was like, all right, whatever that means. So I pull up to one with some friends, and I was like, this place sucks. And then I went back and I told my cousin, I was like, dude, like why would you even tell me? And he's like, you didn't get it. He's like, you gotta come with me. I'll show you how to find the shit that you're looking for. And I was like, all right. So I haven't done that yet, but I plan on doing that. So.
I'm probably gonna go Sunday if you want to come.
Dude, are you and Ethan going?
Yeah,
you and the boys?
Yeah.
Is Liam going too?
Maybe, yeah.
I don't talk to Liam. I should talk to Liam. Yeah. I'll get him on an episode.
Oh, yeah.
I've talked to you.
He's a good guy.
Way more than Liam, and I barely have talked to you.
Yeah.
So that just shows how much I'm talking to you.
That just like happens when you have a lot of people over your house and stuff.
Yeah, like it's out like crazy. Again, I talked about this with Ethan too. It's funny how you guys are very similar. But
yeah.
I was saying that whole thing of the people you run into at parties, like the relationship is so. Like it's a strange relationship where there's nothing deep about it. It's the most surface level thing that there is.
Yeah.
And I don't know. How do you feel about that? I love it.
I feel like that's definitely true. Like some nights I'll spend like 20 minutes talking to somebody, and then like next weekend I'll like see them and say hi, and then like not talk to them or whatever. But like I don't know. I feel like it's surface level, but doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. Like it's still like making a connection. It's also just like having conversations.
Yeah, you know everything doesn't have to be like the deepest, most important thing in the world. Yeah. And I think that's kind of part of it.
You don't like meet a guy in a bus and you're like, that was surface level. You know what I mean? You're like, I'm glad I had that conversation. You know what I mean?
It was just a nice conversation on the bus. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. You know? It's funny you say me and Ethan are similar because I remember when he went on, his car broke down like the day before.
Did your car recently break down? No fucking way, dude. There's no way.
Dude, I got my mom's BMW keys.
That's so funny. Bro, how is that? Like, you guys are fucking the same person.
I know, dude.
You guys been boys since you were little kids.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a picture of you two when you were really little.
Yeah.
And first of all, Haley couldn't pick out who was who. I was like, dude, they look like, and you know, like, not saying you look the exact same. Obviously, you're different than when you were fucking 7, but like, you know which is which. If you know who's in the picture, you know which is which. Yeah. And she like couldn't figure it out. I was like, dude, you gotta fucking get your eyes realigned.
I used to be taller than him.
Really?
Yeah, for like a good until we were 10.
So when did you guys like meet? When did you like meet your boy?
I remember like our moms were friends and we'd all like set up play dates. And
so
then,
you were like little.
Yeah, we were small. Yeah. We grew up in a small town, so it's like
my 3rd Georgetown native.
Dude,
on the podcast.
They're all coming
which
to
is
UMass
fucking hilarious because like it's such all you guys say is it's so small. I've had 3 of you now. This is the 3rd one.
Yeah, I know, because like a lot of people in our like I think like 2 people went to Amherst in our grade. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of like UMass Lowell just ended up being like the spot. I don't know. Good. Me and Ethan also ended up like I convinced him to go here, and then like Gabe went here, and then like I don't know. There's a couple more people from Georgetown that you probably don't know, but like yeah, I guess it's a small town, but. Yeah. Just coincidence happened.
So you it kind of like made you like you needed like the person that you were gonna be friends with, like you were gonna see them all the time. So I think you kind of need to be friends with that person like for life almost.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys been boys forever, and then you came here.
Yeah, we didn't like plan it on that. Ethan wanted to go somewhere else. I forget. He wanted to go like WPI or like some liberal arts school, but like I remember he was like kind of on the edge, on the fence, and me, him, and our moms came and toured here, and we got the old tour, and then he's like, yeah, fuck it, I'll go here. And the rest is history. Really.
He's so the type to just fuck it his college decision.
Yeah, it was kind of like
all right.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, whatever. Like,
it's not that deep.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, like obviously I'm thankful for what I have here and for all the friends I've made and the friends that I already had that came. Like, speaking of fucking people from your hometown coming to Lowell, like, dude, Medford is like half the population, I feel like here. Yeah. So, you know, I definitely, like, I don't regret anything, but I could have went anywhere, and like, it would have been completely fine, I feel like.
Yeah, you know? I think if you're like able to have a good time and like make friends, I think any college would be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, there's downsides like, to UMass Lowell for sure.
Oh my god. There's plenty.
We could talk about that for hours.
Listen, we're inside one of the downsides right now.
I know, dude.
This basement is no bueno. But, you know, I guess it wasn't really part of the deal. Like, you know, when I first got in here, I never thought to do put the studio down here, you know. I used to do it in my basement at home, but my basement's finished. I never thought I was gonna be recording podcasts down here. I was like, how am I gonna do my podcast? I guess I'll have to stop. Then I just set it up just to see what happens, you know. It ended up being okay, so I guess it's kind of a bonus. But otherwise, like, the city's kind of gross, you know, not a ton. Like, there's things to do. There's not a ton of things to do. It's kind of like the middle child between like an Amherst where like the houses and like the campus is the fun versus like going like a BC, not BC, like a BU where you're in Boston, like the city's the whole entire time. Yeah. It's like
I kind of like that in between though. It's like I don't think I could be in Amherst and be in the middle of nowhere. Like the amount of culture that's in Lowell. What is it like it's the highest concentration of Cambodian people.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and it also has
learned that last semester.
Yeah. Have you ever been to like Western Ave?
No.
It's an art studio in like kind of like downtown Lowell, but it's the largest collection of artists on the East Coast.
Really?
Yeah, like this side of the Mississippi.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, there's a lot going on, a lot of culture here, I guess.
I know,
you know,
it's kind of hidden, but like you can find it.
Yeah, and like even just like walking down the street, like my street, a lot of the neighbors are nice. They're just like, you know, they're foreign, but they're like just pleasant. Like they'll be like, "Hi, how are you?" And I'm like, "I'm good, dude."
Yeah,
like,
I feel that. Yeah.
They're just like nice people. Like you wouldn't really, and like that's not really something that you instantly think of when you think of Lowell. I guess it's more like the Lowell bombs and like the few stragglers.
Because it's also like the college houses are integrated.
Yeah.
With all like the locals basically. Like we had like a local on one side of us last year, and he was hilarious. He would just he would sit inside and watch every single Red Sox game. He was a fanatic, and he would have his window open and just scream at the TV. And he was
the red sauce.
Yeah.
The red sauce.
he was a drunk.
We love it though.
Yeah.
It's entertainment. It's fun though.
Exactly.
I'm definitely of the opinion that I don't say like Lowell was like this very nice prestigious city. I don't think I'd like it as much because I like a little bit of like grime.
Yeah,
I like a little
grit.
dirt, a little grit. I don't want it to be clean.
Little blue collar.
Yeah, blue collar as hell, dude. I like that. I like some tough people.
It's just a bunch of people living together, just working.
Yeah, and that's completely fine.
Yeah.
I love it, and I definitely think that UMass Lowell was the right choice. But then again, I feel like if I did go to an Amherst or I did go to like a BU, like. I'd be like, oh no, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine that.
Exactly.
Just I
Fuck
guess
them kids.
Yeah, right. Or like, what I don't get is like when some people go to a school, like they'll transfer out, and because they're like, oh, I just really didn't like it. I couldn't imagine being in like that situation where you're in a place that you don't like.
Yeah.
For so long, like you have to stick out like an entire year. Like
you're sitting in your dorm and you're like,
imagine like what if you had no friends here?
Yeah.
And, like, after, like, you probably got a good, if you're, like, new and you have no one you know at the school, what do you think, like, 3-4 months of, like, trying to get to know people before, like, it's all set in stone?
Yeah, I'm laying it all out there before I leave.
Yeah, like, like, you gotta go do something.
I'm going to the bar alone. I don't give a
I'm pulling out all the stops, dude. I gotta make some friends, yo. Couldn't make it without the friends.
Library and shit.
Go to the library and just try to talk to people like, hey, mind if I sit here? They're like, yeah, don't sit here. You're like, okay.
What are you reading? Fuck off.
My bad. I'll leave. I seriously, like, I definitely, I noticed, like, I go to the library for, my Thursday class is virtual, but my Tuesday one is in person, so it's like a hybrid class. Yeah. So on Thursday, my ride on to, like, because I'm on the North Campus classes, so Nick drives. I have a car, but he bought the pass, and I ain't buying a second pass. Like, we got the pass, we're good.
Yeah.
So, and then he's my ride up there, so I take it with him, so I don't have to walk the 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. And so I'll be sitting in the library, like, with, like, my, like, headphones on, watching, like, this virtual class, whatever. But I'm a people watcher. I'm very interested in like what other people are doing, like when it's weird, like I like it. Like so I'm just looking around at all these people, seeing some people like eating chips and like chips I hadn't heard of before, and I get curious. I'm like, hey, I walked up to somebody, literally like middle of my class. I was like, hey, what are those? And he just looks at me, acknowledges I spoke to him, and then turns back and starts looking at his fucking computer again. Fucking imagine doing that to somebody, bro. Couldn't be me. I'm too much of a conversationalist.
Yeah, dude. But, talk about like people watching.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I love the airport.
Oh my god, dude. I haven't been to an airport in too long.
Yeah.
But you're right. Hey, when's the last time you've been to an airport?
I was there this summer.
Where'd you
go? Miami. Yeah, me and my friends, like 3 friends, flew down, and we spent like a day and a half fishing, and we just flew back.
Was Ethan with you?
Yeah, Ethan was.
The boys. So, do you have any like stories of people watching or no?
Let me think. I mean, I try to like make up fake stories for like everyone, especially in the airport. You go like, oh, where are they going? Like, why are they going to Miami?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You make up this whole story about them, and then you just kind of like walk by them and go like,
Yeah.
I know what you're up to.
Yeah, I know everything about you, dude. I might not, but I think I do.
Yeah, exactly.
I was in the gym, and I like to and again, I'm terrible because everyone likes to be very like to themselves in the gym, and this is why I didn't want to. I didn't want to go for I didn't want to go for so long because I know I'm a people watcher, and I know some people will be looking at me while I do something stupid. Mm-hmm. So I was in the gym and I was people watching, and I saw this couple doing deadlifts. Mm-hmm. And this girl like gets up over the gets up in her stance, and the boyfriend goes up behind her and like smacks her ass like 10 times.
I hope that was your boyfriend.
And then he like smacks the sides of her and just goes, "Let's go!" like real loud. And she was like, she didn't move it at all. she dropped it back. She was like, "I'm done with it." And I'm just like, how
is this the rec center?
Yeah. How bold you gotta be.
That's
bold.
That's a little intense.
I would never do that. Yeah. I'm too embarrassed. Like, I'm definitely, and you wouldn't know it because I put an hour of me talking to random people out on the internet for everybody to enjoy, like once a week. But I'm too embarrassed to do some shit like that. Like, could never let that happen.
Yeah.
But you do powerlifting.
Yeah.
So gym experience is a little different for you than me.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a private gym. You like go in and you like know everybody pretty much. So that's like nice. You get people to talk to, but then like sometimes you're just trying to like get a workout in, and you're just like, please don't talk to me.
Yeah. So what's like your numbers looking like for everything?
I just competed in September with Liam.
Mm-hmm.
I hit 375 squat, a 270 bench, and a 500 deadlift.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like very big, but like I don't know. I think it's just a good way to pass the time.
Yeah. You said 270 on the bench.
Yeah.
Wow. And like I wouldn't really have been able to say, like, that's really good to me because I just started going like in September to the gym, and so I'm still pretty new in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And like I barely one time got 210 once benching, and like I do it. I was like, how the fuck do people do more weight than this? And then people like will just casually do 225.
Yeah.
Some people can just casually do that.
Yeah.
And that's just fucking amazing.
The funny thing is, it's not really like an automatic like revelation. You're like, you walk into the gym one day and you can do 225. It's like this slow like progression, and it's kind of like fun to think about. Like a couple years ago, you couldn't do that weight, and you thought that shit was impossible.
I was just gonna say, where'd you start? Like, how did you?
I used to go to Planet Fitness like pretty much all through high school, and then I would go to like the gym my boys went to and shit like that. And then last year, Ethan and Liam were kind of like started doing powerlifting, and I was just like bored. You know what I mean? Like you
I was just bored, so now I powerlift.
Yeah, you sit indoors all day and do virtual classes, and you're just like, I just want to get out of the house for like 2 or 3 hours and like lift. So they kind of show me the ropes, and then like I got a coach. But like I've been working out probably like seriously since like junior year of high school. But I've always just been like super skinny. Like I can never put on weight, so I never saw so much progress. But like I just started to like eat a fuck ton, and then work out with them, and it just started to see progress finally.
So since you did since you started doing like powerlifting workouts, like what do you remember what your numbers were at like before, and versus what they are now?
Yeah, I remember like deadlifting like 315 at the beginning of sophomore year of college, and I benched.
So now you're at like 500.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Wow.
I know,
wow.
yeah. I've been doing it for like 6 months. I've probably put like 200 pounds on my deadlift and like 100 pounds on my squat, maybe like 80 pounds on my bench, I would say.
Wow.
Yeah. Once you start take it seriously and like spend enough time in the gym, like it's pretty.
How much time do you spend in the gym?
Too much, dude. Like
let's say in an average week.
I'm going 4 times a week now because work kind of fucks it. But like I'd say like 2.5 hour workouts, maybe like 3 hours some days. But like a lot of it's like me, Ethan, Liam, and Megan. We all go together, so it's like we all just like chilling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not all that time isn't spent lifting. Like we're just kind of like hanging out.
Yeah, it's basically you like hang out there at some point.
Yeah, pretty much.
I know. I'll go for like an hour and a half, and I'll feel like the fucking king. I'm like, no one's out here grinding like you.
Yeah.
and then I hear you guys is like 3 hours sometimes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. We kind of just like, I mean, we're not even like the worst of some guys. Like people will go to our gym for like 4 or 5 hours.
Some people would just stay in. Like they just hang out there.
Yeah, like older people, that's like their social life. So it's like after work, you just go there and then you hang out. You see all your gym buddies. And you just go to sleep.
Hey, some people go to the bars after work.
Yeah,
some
exactly.
people do that. Some people go play some hoop.
Yeah.
To each his own. To each his own. But definitely, I was not shocked when I heard you guys did that. And you're all like bigger, like you're all like pretty bigger kids. So, like it wasn't too shocking to find out, but like there's just not a lot of people powerlifting out there. You don't really hear that. So it's like at least I don't. So I was like, it was pretty cool to hear that you guys did, and you compete, compete.
Yeah.
So how did you like get in that like ring? Like how do you like?
What do you mean?
Find places to compete. Like how do you?
There was a competition at our gym.
Really?
In Lowell, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were like hosting a competition, so we were just like, yeah, we'll do it.
So are you like planning on doing more?
Yeah, I think June I'll do like there's like a Mass State Championship thing. It's gonna be like a huge meet.
And like, you gonna let it fly?
Yeah, hopefully let it fly. I don't know. I don't want to commit to it now because I feel like I'm gonna like burn out myself too much.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
just be like, I don't really want to do it.
I'm just not in the mood. Dude.
Yeah.
So,
it'll be a game time decision.
Yeah, probably not. So this isn't. It's not like it's like. I mean, you spend a lot of time doing it. I'm not gonna belittle that, but like, it's definitely not like a passion of yours, or
it's definitely a hobby.
Hobby more than passion.
Yeah, my parents asked me about it. I'm like, it's like a good way to pass the time. Like I have a lot of fun doing it.
You gotta have something.
Yeah.
I'm of the opinion now that you need, like, especially since I started doing this like a little under a year ago. We're getting close to a year.
Mm-hmm.
Since I started doing this, I'm like, you need something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you do? What makes you like a little different than the average cat? You know, everyone, school or work or both. Like, you know, what do you do though? What gets you ticking? What drives you a little bit?
Exactly.
What gets you through that work day?
Yeah.
And that's pretty interesting. Do you have anything that, like, outside of powerlifting or like your work, maybe it's what you go to school for, but like what's like the thing that like what's like your passion? What's like the number one thing that takes up your mind space?
It's a good question.
If you don't have an answer, it's very valid. And probably 90% of people don't have the answer to that question.
No, I spend a lot of time like I'm very like art like takes up a lot of my time. So like
went to that museum, probably should have asked more questions about that, but continue.
Like I would say I spend a good like 3 hours of my day like either like looking for new music or like I listen to music all day, but also like movies. Like I've recently like got into it with Ethan where like we're just like finish a whole director. I don't know, I think there's a lot of stuff out there that's kind of like hidden in movies. Like you can go through like the critics' top movies and you probably haven't seen like 50 of them. Like, you know what I mean? It's like there's so many good stuff out there that like I could spend every day of my life watching a movie.
Yeah, and you'd never run out of good ones. That's the thing. It's not just that you wouldn't run out, like you wouldn't run out of good movies. There's so many.
In my next life, I'll be a film critic.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you believe in reincarnation, my friend?
Yeah.
A piece of you? There's a piece of you kind of hope that it's real?
Yeah, I really do.
That's how I feel, too. I'm like, I really hope I come back. You know, I don't know what's after.
Yeah.
I want another try.
Was that theory that, like, so, like, if there's reincarnation, the thing, like, the first people were all reincarnated into other people. So it's really, we're all just, like, a part of them. Because they get reincarnated, and then, like, a piece of them goes into you, so we're all. It's just like. Them.
And that's why people are so specific, kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. So you can kind of go. I could go do like multiple things.
The core group of humans, and they all got reincarnated and like spread themselves into all different bodies. Oh. Yeah, it's like one of the theories behind reincarnation.
So say there's like 7 billion people, or 8 billion people actually almost now in the world, and by the time I die and am reborn, there's 9 billion.
Yeah.
I could low-key spread myself out into like 2 people.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, your soul gets broken up into pieces.
That'd be dope. I could go live a bunch of different lives at the same time. That'd be really cool, dude.
Yeah, I always say like, I don't know. Do you have that urge to like just drop everything in your life and do something else?
Dude. When I tell you.
Every day when you wake up.
Oh my God. Every day, all the time. It's all I think about.
Yeah.
It's like weird almost. Like it's probably gonna happen.
Yeah.
I want to disappear. Oh, so here's what's gonna happen. Here, randomly.
Okay.
One day, you're gonna be talking to some people, and someone's gonna come over to you and be like, "Hey, have you seen Dan?" And they're gonna be like, "Yeah, no, I don't really hang out with Dan like that. Like maybe on the weekends. He hasn't been around the past few weekends. Why? What's up?" Be like, "Oh, he hasn't come back to Lowell in like 4 weeks. And you just don't know where he's at. I'm in Ireland. If that's what happened, I'm in Ireland making podcasts with Irish people that I don't know.
You threw your phone away.
Threw my phone. Everything's gone.
Yeah.
Everything is gone. I moved to Ireland for 10 years, and I'll be back, and I'll reach back out to everyody in 10 years. If I disappear, you'll know where I'm at, okay? Just don't tell nobody.
Yeah. I wanted to, like, the first day of work a couple weeks back, they got me all set up. I was sitting in my cubicle. And
that's the feeling.
Yeah. It's like, go through this presentation. And I'm sitting there in the cubicle. And like 3 hours go by, and I'm about to like just like walk out to my car, take out all the money in my bank account, and just like leave.
Just like get away.
Yeah.
Like I
just drive north until I hit water or something like
honestly,
that. Honestly,
and you know what? Not the only, because there's plenty of motivations, but the thing that really gets me through those types of moments, it's not even that they're hard. It's just like a fun, like I want to just fucking bounce.
Yeah.
But the thing that kind of gets me to not do that is I feel like when school ends, it's kind of like your chance. Like it's kind of like you have no ties. Yeah. You have no. I mean, you have your friends here and like all that, and like that's like a massive tie, and like your family wherever they are. But like you've left home before already, so you know what that's about. You've learned how to live by yourself, and you have a degree now, and you can go get the job that you want. Mm-hmm. Where are you gonna go? Because you could go anywhere.
Yep.
So that's like what's holding my hope. Yeah. I'm like, oh, maybe I could
I'm
just
afraid
dip.
Though, like you like get like a nice job offer out of college, and it's something you don't really want, but it's making a lot of money. All your friends are here. You know what I mean? You want to stick around.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's that old like Pink Floyd song from The Dark Side of the Moon where he's like nobody told you when to run, like you missed the starting gun. Like you never know when it's gonna be like exactly like the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you're sitting there 30 years later, and you're in the same spot, and you're like, missed it. You know what I mean?
I fucking missed my opportunity. I had it too.
Yeah.
Had it right in front of me. Nah, I get that too. I definitely have been starting to kind of like something like this. Like I love this. This is fun for me. I love the podcast, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, but it's small. There's nothing that I can like really. I mean, I can do stuff about that, but there's nothing that it can really. It's like a fruitless endeavor almost as of right now.
Yeah.
And but the goal would be, say this is like really big, I could like get away from it all and like live like a real fun
make
life.
a living off of it. Yeah.
But if I don't put my energy into it, like the full time that it requires to be like that, then it will never get there. Mm-hmm. So like, even though I'm doing even though I'm doing this, am I still missing out on the opportunity because I'm not actually putting the full effort in?
Yeah, that's what I always see like CEOs of companies. It's like, when do you drop out? Like, when do you go after it? When do you like? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you do when you do. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like there's kind of no real answer. You just gotta kind of go for it.
But I mean, even if nothing comes from it, like you enjoyed doing it. You know what I mean?
Oh my god! Imagine this. Imagine this. Ready? Just imagine someone could give you this. They're like, all right, how much would you pay for this? Right? That's how I'll phrase this. Okay, how much would you pay for this? You learn an entire new skill, like a new skill that is something that you're interested in. For me, it was editing. Okay. I learned how to edit. I learned how to Photoshop. I learned all that. Yeah, I'm pretty good at it now. You learn an entire new skill, and you get 50 to over that. You get about 70 hours worth of conversations you've had with the people that you love most in your life, like your friends, your family, and me and you. And like you get 70 hours of footage dropped in your lap, plus you learn an entire new skill and an entire new venture that you enjoy. How much would you pay for all that?
I don't know. Like, it's hard to put a price on things like that.
Because it's so fucking mint.
It's really hard to put a price on any like type of experience.
That's the
thing.
Like
I always talk about like going on vacation with like my boys or whatever, like going somewhere, but like you can't really put a price on like good times.
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah.
I don't know. I'd probably spend a good
$2,500. Isn't that
I mean, if you're telling me to put a price on it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you have to put a price.
My savings account right now is $2,500.
Yeah, like whatever I got, take it, dude. Yeah. I'll get 70 hours of conversations, and then I get to learn something entirely new. Like, So yeah, it's all worth it. Everything's been so worth it so far, and I'll continue to do it. But unless you fully like throw yourself in, don't expect to get a full return. You have to give your life to get your life.
Yeah, it's how much energy you put into it is where you're gonna get back.
Exactly. So something like art, like something that you enjoy, like you really like creativity, something you obviously enjoy. Like, would you want to make a movie one day, or like music or something like that? Like, we used
to make YouTube videos when we were younger.
Yeah, that's fun.
The classic like little kids making YouTube videos. If anybody wants to like give them some views, Chopper Dog 1002.
Chopper Dog.
I think they're still up there. Yeah, they're actually like really really bad. But like if you want a good laugh, you can go like watch them.
I'm gonna watch those.
I always thought like it'd be really cool. Like how much like set design goes into a movie.
Oh my god. And how
much like intricate like shit they do.
Yeah.
Like I think that would be a crazy like place to work.
Yeah, because it's all ideas all day.
Yeah. And how much it costs to like make a movie? Like 500 million.
So much money.
$500
to get like a really good movie like that.
Yeah.
And nowadays it's hard. Like Napoleon Dynamite. Like the budget for that movie was like under $1 million, if I'm not mistaken. And like like they didn't have much.
Yeah.
And you can do it that way. Like you could.
Yeah.
But it's just like, and I've seen this clip. I've seen like a picture of the script. Have you ever seen this picture of the script? It's all in one picture.
Really?
It's like this little like. It's like obviously they made the letters really small, but
yeah.
it just kind of goes to show like this is the script.
Mm-hmm.
This was the budget. These were the unproven unknown actors. Like these were the unproven unknown director.
Yeah.
And this is how much it made. It showed like the whatever millions and millions of dollars that movie made. And so I guess like good art will just find its way either way. But yeah. So you're more like movies, TV, and music, or like art like actually like the actual drawing and painting and stuff like that? Like do you enjoy that too?
I definitely love going to museums. I just this summer I went to the Met and MoMA for the first time. That was crazy. I think I could spend like 8 hours in MoMA. Just like
really. Have you heard about that the Van Gogh?
Yeah. It's in Boston.
I want to go to that.
I want to go
so bad.
I looked at it like a month ago and it was like mad sold out.
Really?
Yeah, it looks sick though.
There's a way I think you can get like
out.
a student discount to that.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, like you can for everything. If you ever want to do anything, put a student discount. Look up what you want to do, student discount,
That's facts.
and you'll save so much money. You'll save tons and tons of money. Like Amazon Prime, Spotify, Hulu. You want anything? Student discount. Just a little tip for everybody.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up. But my ex-girlfriend used to have like an old expired military ID. Being on a military base,
oh, no.
Every time we'd go somewhere, she'd get a discount. It was so nice.
Hey, that's the thing. My mom is handicapped, and so she has a handicap parking slot. So like she won't even be with us, and we'll just swipe the parking pass, and we'll just throw it on the car. Like, we got the mom with us. We got to make sure she's good.
Yeah. What if somebody spots you when you're getting into your car though?
Oh fuck! Then you know what? I'm throwing my arm over somebody, and I'm limping my way over there.
I'm actually mentally handicapped.
I'm severely. They're gonna be like, well, obviously, if you thought this was gonna work, then maybe you are. Yeah. And then same thing. My cousin has diabetes, and if you have diabetes, like they let you go to national parks for free, with like up to like certain amount of guests or something. Like I think it might be like 8 guests. Yeah. So we're gonna do that. We gotta do that soon. We figured that out a couple years ago. We haven't done it yet, but I want to go to like Yosemite or something.
I want to see Zion.
Yeah. First of all, sick name.
Yeah.
Mount Zion. Like, come on.
Yeah.
That's a sick name. And also, I love like nature's kind of like art. For real. It's like natural art.
Yeah,
cool.
In high school, I used to spend a lot of time in the White Mountains. I would try to do like, there's like 48 mountains over 4,000 feet. And like one summer, I was like, I'm fucking doing them. Like, you know what I mean? It was so unsuccessful, but I think I have like.
It was so unsuccessful.
I think I did like either 18 or 19.
Good for you.
Yeah, I know.
That's good.
I used to be really into hiking, but.
Wow. Why'd that fade? Just cause?
Yeah, I don't know. Like the last 2, I try to hike in the summer because like it's just like, I mean, fall hiking we got school and stuff. You can get like a weekend hike in, but it's just kind of, I don't know. But I don't know. Just like other things took over. Like I was lifting a bunch this summer.
Yeah.
Thing that sucks about powerlifting is like when you have a meet coming up, it's like it just gets progressively like harder and harder and harder, and then you just like hate yourself every workout. And after the workout, I'm not gonna be like, I'm gonna go on a hike tomorrow. Like I can barely walk.
I'm gonna go on a hike tomorrow.
Like I can barely use my legs.
I just deadlifted 500 pounds.
Yeah.
Which doesn't even sound right. That just sounds like you're a villain in like a movie show or something. That's crazy. I deadlift 500 pounds. I'd hurt myself.
It's pretty villainous now that I think about it.
It's quite villainous. I'm deadlifting 500 pounds. Could you? So is the deadlift like your best thing?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Because I feel like I know deadlift is usually the one that has the highest. Like I understand that, but like still, even in comparison to the other ones, like.
Yeah, I mean it's probably my best lift. They go like in and out though. Like sometimes my deadlift will be ass. My squat will be good. I don't know.
Dude, I didn't. So I'm still pretty much new to the gym. So I went in and I've been, and I just do like basic workouts, nothing crazy.
Yeah.
But I was benching, and I was making a lot of progress on the bench. I was hitting it a lot. I was hitting a lot of push days, more push days than I should, and because it's way more fun. And
they really are.
It's just like, dude, it's so fucking like primal to just push thing.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, like, what is this? What is this? You know,
I see shit in like everyday life, and I'm like, I could push that. Like, I could push that bus over right now.
I fucking love saying that to myself. I was like, yo, dude, I could just push it.
You hear those stories about like the mothers flipping cars and shit?
Yeah. I could do that. I could fucking do that.
Fire me up right now. Like,
I wonder how much.
Slap my ass at the gym. Get me fired up.
And apparently the thing that killed me was like, if she then like repped it out and like that was motivating her.
Yeah.
That must have made her uncomfortable, and she like dropped everything.
You
like,
awkwardly like walk away from the bar.
Like then she was like, I can't do it. I can't. I saw her like I can't. She like went like that, and they went over and like hugged her and was like holding her head like. Yeah. That's dramatic. Like it's the gym. I get being frustrated.
Yeah. I remember like one of like the first times I went to like an actual gym. I think I was with Ethan, but like, you know, like when you're squatting, so I had like 2 like 45 on the bar. Mm-hmm. And like you can't take one side off all at once or it'll tip this way.
Okay.
And that's just like my first time at the gym, like with a barbell, and I just take it all off, and the bar like flips like that, and just fucking smacks her. It was the loudest sound I've ever heard.
A person?
No. Oh God, no. Thank God, dude. I think that would have been murder.
I could. How terrible would that be if that's the way like your life panned out?
Yeah.
Because that would be like,
dude.
Like you just manslaughter, like incidental manslaughter, and it's just I don't know if it's over for you. Yeah. Because you know Mr. Mosby he like killed somebody.
Oh yeah.
Manslaughter.
Oh yeah.
I think it was a DUI. Maybe he might have been driving under the influence, which is crazy. But like, so your life might not be over. But that's a hell of a stain.
Definitely a dark mark on the record.
Man. Dude, for something stupid like that,
We were talking about, do you hear about Alec Baldwin? With the
prop gun.
We were talking about whether that would be manslaughter or not.
He didn't
know. He thought it was a prop gun.
As it probably should have been.
But he still, like, shot the man with a gun. Like,
yeah. I'm very big on... I am intent over action. Mm-hmm. Like... And it's not even, like, close. Like, if someone does not mean to do something, I rarely blame them for that thing happening.
Yeah.
It's one thing, if you make a mistake, like, if you're like, say you're a pilot, mm-hmm. and you obviously don't mean for the plane to crash, but you crash a plane, I'm like, all right, well, as long as it's not, like, a malfunction in the plane, like, if you fucked up driving the plane, then, yeah, like, that's still your fault. Because you might not have intended it, but you did that. Mm-hmm. But... It's another thing where, like, in that scenario, like Alec Baldwin scenario,
did he go to jail?
He better. I hope not. I would be upset. Yeah. Because
I like that guy.
He did not mean to do that at all.
So does the guy that accidentally loaded the gun get a manslaughter charge? Because somebody's dead.
Yes.
I feel like you have to have somebody like accountable.
I think he should be, because he kind of like that fake makeup pilot that I made up. Mm-hmm. He obviously didn't mean to, but you did, and like you could have changed that. You could have changed that. There's nothing Alec Baldwin really couldn't do to change that scenario.
Yeah, that's fair.
Obviously, you could not shoot, but like he didn't know, so there's nothing. It's powerless. He's powerless. And if you're powerless, I feel like there should be no charges against you. Alec Baldwin should be good. Plus, he's already gonna deal with that like his whole life.
Yeah.
The thing I did here, isn't he the director of the movie though?
I think so.
That's a little sticky.
Yeah, because you just killed one of your actors mid
fucking shit. What do you do? Do you stop the movie?
I don't know. You do the Paul Walker shit where they like
I smoke this thing every time. Dude. Every time.
You remember when Paul Walker died and they like recreated his face? Like,
they had his brother do some things too.
That freaked me out.
That was weird. Yeah. That was a little weird.
I was like, "What? Are any of these people real at this point?" Like,
that's the thing, because it looks good. Like that looks pretty good. And like, remember? Did you watch the Star Wars like? Leia, did you see what they did for? Because like Carrie Fisher
when she died. Yeah.
So they like CGI'd her in there, and then they CGI'd a young version of Leia.
Yeah.
And that was good too. And I was like, "Fuck, dude."
Like the reason, like CGI, like they like when they used to CGI someone, it would always look fake. Like you could tell that was a fake person. They can never get like skin right. Like they can never get like it's like almost reflective but like translucent in a way. So they always has trouble on that, but they actually like made a breakthrough where they can model skin now.
Really?
So you could have like, have you seen the show Love, Death, Robots?
I have.
Yeah.
I've seen one episode of Love Death Row.
Yeah, they just came out with a new season where they CGI like real people, and it literally they could be real people. Like it's
really
super freaky.
I don't like
that. Completely made by a computer.
Do you know though? Like, could you tell? No.
I knew because it was. Because it was the show, but like if you dropped me and told me that these are real people, I'd be like 100%.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, it freaks me out. And like the deep fakes, like the Tom Cruise deep
Those
fakes.
are scary too, because it legit looks like that person.
Yeah.
Because then you could get people in a lot of trouble. Because now we're gonna get to the point where you just, because then you really can imagine being able to say, like, you can say something outlandish, or you could do something really crazy, and be like, oh, I got deep faked. Fucking what? And like, you might be that might be on solid grounds. You could legitimately say that's just a deep fake.
Yeah.
Because then you could be like, oh, what's the original then? Then you could deep fake that to somebody else. That's
these deep fake guys are gonna be.
When I first saw a deep fake, dude, I freaked out. I freaked out a little.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. That scares me. And usually there's this thing too. It's like a science thing. You can tell when something isn't human, but if they've fucking figured that out, that was a big tell. Mm-hmm. And if they're basically human, then they.
It's like the whole theory behind like the only consciousness that you can prove is your own. Oh yeah. So like for all we know, like everything could be like a projection of like our brains around us. And like, cause we're the only ones who we know. We're the center of our world. You know what I mean? Everything happens to us.
Mm-hmm. And cause the thing is, like, that's the hardest thing to think about sometimes. When you ever be sitting in traffic, and there's just cars everywhere, and what are the odds when somebody in that traffic? It feels slim. You know, like there'll be 2 miles of backup, and you'll know nobody in that entire traffic, and they'll each have their own lives, their own families, their own houses.
Can't be true, right?
Dude, there's no fucking way. I might just be me and you, dude. Yeah. It might just be me and you down here. Or maybe I am, like... Yeah. Because then if you think of it like this, too, all right, say it's just me here, and these are all just projections, whatever, of what I'm feeling. And then you expand that, like, am I the only conscious thing in all of the universe? Yeah. The only thing that has consciousness. And what is consciousness? Yeah. Yeah. What is consciousness?
I mean, it's really like.
Try to take science away. What's the Henry answer?
Yeah, objectively, it's just like knowing you're gonna die, but like the way that so Homo sapiens, there was like a bunch of different of the Homo genus, like Homo Neanderthal, Homo erectus, Homo sapiens. Mm-hmm. The reason why Homo sapiens were able to go way beyond them and intelligence is because they can think about imaginary things. Like a monkey can say, hey, there's going to be a lion here or there is a lion here, right now, there's going to be a lion in the valley. Mm-hmm. But Homo sapiens can say there's going to be a lion here tomorrow. And it's the whole concept behind money. It's this imagined thing that we've made up that holds no inherent value. But it literally everything around us is imagined. A business is really just an imagined.
How crazy is that?
Yeah.
Even just the money thing gets me sometimes. Every once in a while it snaps into me. I'm like, yeah, we just fucking made it up. Yeah. We just made it up.
We just believe it because other people believe it too.
I don't like cash anymore. I'm telling you that much. Yeah,
there's paper. If you ever want to get really into that Homo sapien thing, there's a book. It was a bestseller 2 years ago called Sapiens. Okay. It's really, it goes, because I feel in school, in high school and stuff, you kind of start off you a little bit you start off world history, Spain conquering the New World, but if you want to go back before that, there's a ton of interesting stuff.
And the crazy thing is a lot of the history before that certain point, we'll just never know, because so much of it went undocumented. Yeah, you know,
2%.
It's so much of it's just, and didn't we just now build a full T-Rex? It happened a year ago. You're telling me we didn't have a full T-Rex until 2 years ago? We've been making movies about dinosaurs for 60, 70 years, and they might have fur. You're telling me they got fur? Yeah. Fucking what? These dinosaurs
Dude,
have fur?
That was the final Jeopardy last night.
Was it?
Yeah, it was T-Rex, the answer. I got it, yeah.
Were you watching Jeopardy?
Oh, my God, dude. We watched every single season of Jeopardy, and we watch every new episode.
No.
Yeah.
How sad were you? Wait, how long have you been big on this?
Like beginning of, like 2 years ago, probably.
You must have been fucking devastated then.
It fucked me up.
What I'm saying is when Trebek died.
Yeah.
Because fucking, what a king.
Yeah.
I had
like this
Trebek.
old picture when he was young as my lock screen for like 2 months.
No.
And every time I'd open it up, I'd be like,
just look at it like.
Rip Trebek.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Speaking of lock screens and whatever. Hold on. Let's see. Can you see this right now? Fuck. Hold on. Let me show you. You see that?
Oh, Kobe.
Never gonna that's so painful.
Yeah.
It's still there. I still got it. I've had that since.
You see that thing just came out where the I just saw it on Twitter a couple of days ago, but the cops that were on the scene when his plane crashed, like took photos on their cell phones and they were showing their buddies at the bar.
That's so fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
That is extremely
I feel like you should get punished for that.
You should be in jail. I feel like that's terrible. That's a terrible thing to do. Or at least if you're gonna take pictures, like it's one thing. Like I get, even obviously this is not at all what they were doing. I'm not trying to like back them up because that's fucking ridiculous. But they fucking. If you're taking evidence, that's one thing. If you want like evidence of like what happened before, like researchers can come and like put the fucking cones down and all that, and then take pictures. Yeah. If you want to just take some pictures as soon as you get there, like that makes sense to me. Yeah. But that's obviously not what they were doing. So, fuck those guys.
They're definitely like, yo, that's Kobe Bryant. And
they're terrible. They're terrible people. Yeah. Yo, oh my God, did you see the I think it was like Minnesota cops, like after the George Floyd stuff, like the year after, in like that February, they were giving out Valentine's Day cards that had pictures of George Floyd on them that said like, I can't breathe when I'm around you.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
How fucking wild
do
you gotta be? Yeah. And listen, I'm all about the dark jokes. I think that they're hilarious. Whatever. You're in the wrong setting if you think that is okay. There, that is the most. They should not be cops if they're that dumb. Period. Yeah. And also if they're that terrible of people as well.
Yeah, it's just like you don't have like, I don't know, like other countries you have like cops who have to go to like 5 years of police academy. You have to go to I think like 1 or 2 in America, and it's just, it kind of like shows, you know what I mean? Like people are like, it's like a nice like alternative. Like we definitely need like cops to like police our societies, but like it's just, you can't hire these people. Like
they're just
it can't just be like everybody. Like everybody come on and join. Like
think of it like this: like your first year of school, right? Like you're as a freshman.
Yeah. And
then last year, and now you got this year. Like think about how much I don't know about you, but for me, the real good shit, the good classes just kicked in like last semester. Yeah. And I learned all the basics, but there's so much more to everything. You know what I mean? Exactly. And I feel like if they're only getting a year of training, really, and obviously like it's more rigorous and it's more constant than the classes are, but like you just can't know enough. There's no way you have enough knowledge.
I mean, earlier we were talking about how like a pilot could be like a bad apple. Like he's a bad apple. He crashed the plane and kills 40 people. Like you can't have bad apples in the police. Like you gotta get him out of there. You know what I mean?
There's only gonna like if it happens, it's gotta be like these people gotta have mental breakdowns that you never saw coming. It can't be someone that you let slip through the cracks. Being an idiot the whole time. Yeah,
there's certain jobs that you can't just have that like uncertainty in it.
Like, and I know in some places are understaffed with police members. And I know some places are overstaffed with police, and like it just sucks how difficult it is to manage. And I have a real big problem with this. So I know there's a problem with the way like we police things and with the way we do this or whatever. But I have a hard time complaining about anything unless I have a solution, and I don't. As of right now, my best solution would be, all right, put them in like another year or 2 of training. Yeah. Before they get out there, it's like, all right, who's paying for that? And then you gotta be like, oh, taxes, and it's like no one wants to pay taxes. And then it's like, oh, well, I'm sure for this they will. No one wants to pay taxes. Too. You'd be shocked. People
Take it from the rich people.
Take it from the rich. Tax the rich, dude. Until I'm rich. Tax the rich until I'm rich. Dude.
Well, how do you feel about the idea of like certain situations, like instead of a cop showing up, like a social worker shows up.
Oh my God, why is that not a thing? I mean,
Yeah.
I know it's a thing somewhere.
Yeah.
Some places are trying it.
Yeah,
But that's
just like relocating like those funds into like other methods.
1,000.
Yeah, I feel like everybody agrees
%.
with that. Like,
why would that not be a thing?
Like, I went to like Plymouth like last year, and me and this guy were arguing about like defund the police, and I like laid him out this whole idea behind like there was like that autistic kid who had a breakdown like last year, and they came and he was freaking out and they shot him. And I was like, how do you feel about like just like a social worker showing up in that situation? He's like, absolutely, yeah. And I was like, people just put these like defund the police like these labels and they get scared of them. Mm-hmm. But like when you break down the ideas, a lot of people agree with this stuff.
Yeah, we all can kind of come to some sort of agreement. You know what I mean? Like we can, I promise.
Yeah.
You just gotta stay away from the big headlines. Like someone that says like fully defund the police. I saw, oh my God, this one girl in my immigration history class last year was like, she's like, I'm a little extreme. And so like what happens is in these circles, my immigration history class is all very far left Democrats, and they're all together like hive minding each other, and that's never a good thing. Like being in an echo chamber. Oh, they love it, dude. Yeah. Fucking, they love it, and they're all trying to one up each other. Who's gonna be the most crazy? So one of them was like, we should really defund the police, but they already accepted that. All of them are all on board. So now someone has to take it a step further. Someone's like, I think we should just get rid of the entire military. Someone said that out loud with their words.
Yeah.
The entire military? Cut the military spending? 100% on board with that. I get that. You're going to get rid of the entire military? Remind me not to vote for you. Like, that's the worst idea I've ever heard. They're like, well, if there's no one to fight, then we won't be in fights. I'm like, yeah, because we'll die. Like,
there's like this huge, it's still going on. They have riots in Portland like every day for the past 2 years.
Seattle was on like lockdown.
Yeah, it's basically like this big anarchist movement where they really don't want any policing in their neighborhoods, and they all just want to like self-protect themselves pretty much.
That's called the mob. That's kind of what the mob was hitting up back in the day.
If a state tried it out, dude, and it went well, I'd be interested to see.
I'm game to try anything, because in order for something to come through, like both sides, that's what both sides are for, though. In the end, to keep either side from being too ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I love that. It's working. People might not feel like it's working, like this little two-party system we got. I promise you it's working, because it's keeping you from getting everything you want, but it's keeping them from getting everything they want. So we'll meet in the middle. It's a constant meet in the middle, which is great, I think. And so something like that, I'm willing to try anything. I'm willing to try any sort of police, because obviously what we got in place ain't working perfectly.
Yeah,
it's not the worst, but it's not working.
There was a method they used. I think it was in Minnesota or like Chicago somewhere, where they just had like a lot of these cops that were just like really like corrupt, and like everybody was kind of like bad apples, and like they had a lot of like infringements and like incidents, and they just fired everyone, and they just like trained all new cops, and they basically have cops responsible for different areas of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So like he comes up when he gets hired, and he introduces himself to every one of his neighbors, and he said, if there's a problem, I'm gonna be here and we can figure it out. And like he gets to know like the dynamics. So like if they're having like a domestic abuse thing, he's gonna go in and know their names, like know what's going on. Or like two neighbors are fighting, he's gonna be able to figure it out.
That's a good idea. People might not. I don't know like how much everyone would love that. Because my dad does nothing illegal, but I don't know how much my dad would like to talk about his personal life with like anybody outside of like me.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see some people being like a little like like just filling out the form type thing. Yeah. But
even if it's just like an introduction, so like at least you know like the cops that are gonna show up.
Yeah, I know what's like, and just have an idea. Like you kind of can put a face to like, and the same thing for a cop that shoots somebody. Mm-hmm. Putting a face to that person, putting a personality to that person would make it impossible to do that, in my opinion. I don't think there's a lot of people out there that will willingly kill people that they know without being mentally insane. And then it also puts a face on the cop to the person. Like, say, like, you go into a really bad community with, like, some like, people that have killed people or are like, doing illegal things. Still might be a little harder for them to kill you if they've met you, if they like have talked to you and like had a full conversation. So at least maybe have some sort of semblance of like being civil when you first get there, like on a scene of like some crime. Yeah. But I don't know, man. I don't have an answer. I want to try some new shit though.
Nobody can deny it's definitely a hard ass job.
So hard. I would never want that job.
Like
I would never want that job.
Well, me and my friends went to the protest a couple summers ago, the BLM protest, and like these cops are like trying to like push down the street, and like people are throwing shit at them. It's like, what do you do? Like, you know what I mean? Like both sides are like kind of like trying to fuck each other up.
Yeah, yeah, and then you're just kind of sitting there, like if you're like a cop.
Yeah.
And you are a great cop.
Yeah.
And you're in a precinct of all good dudes, and you're all doing the right thing in a good neighborhood that you're really turning around. You do know some of the kids in that neighborhood. Like, you're a good cop, a great cop. It must just be terrible seeing, like, everything that's going on.
Yeah,
like,
it's also you have to, like, follow orders. Like, if they're, like, where I was at, like, next to the Commons, like, they had to push down the street and clear out a bunch of protesters, and they just had to, like, they tear gassed us, like, everybody was just like, it was like fucking melee, but like it's just like you're following orders and you're getting like shit thrown at you.
That's
you know
the thing. I mean? you're just one of the pawns, and like you're getting all the shit, dude. You're like, dude, like, what do you want me to do? Yeah, I'm being told.
I know, yeah.
And it's my job, like
some guy in Minnesota killed somebody, and now you get like frozen water bottles thrown at you.
Yeah, and that's terrible. I feel really bad for good cops. I feel really bad for. But, you know, I feel worse for George Floyd's family, so we should really be trying to figure something out, you know?
Yeah,
but I don't know, man. I'd like to – I'm not a huge politics guy, but I love people, and I love, like, knowing what people think. Like, it's interesting. There's always new, like, perspectives on stuff. Even, like, with some of the stuff you said to me, like, I've heard of, but maybe not – like, you actually have, like, good examples. And, like,
yeah,
heard of these
sometimes
things.
It's bad. Like, we'll get home from a party – and me and Ethan and Liam will just talk about politics and randomly stay up until like 6 a.m.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
Because politics is everything.
I could really get into it because it's just like it's not even like politics. It's just like our government and like how everything functions.
Yeah.
And even if things aren't like personally happening to you, like it's interesting. Like you can talk about it for hours. There's so many issues. It's just like.
But it's endless. So, you know, like you can go.
Yeah.
You could literally go in any direction with it. And it's like there's some people that think, and the thing is, and you can go with any topic, and there's like 40 perspectives on just that topic.
Yeah.
You know?
To an extent, I think it's just like the symptoms of a growing population.
Yeah.
Like, we're getting so many people like on this earth. If you think about like
crowded.
What are we gonna do when it like gets too crowded?
I don't know.
What's gonna happen?
I think about that sometimes, but we have a lot of space.
Yeah,
we just need to. I think what we need to do, what would be really cool, is if we like straight up just built like utopia like cities in like the Midwest. You know how much fucking like space there is just out like. You could go buy like a massive plot of land for like pennies on the dollar out and like away from the coasts. And who knows? That might be the coast one day with how our country's going, with how the world's going. That might be the coast. So might not be a bad investment, but I might, you know, there's space.
Ben Shapiro meme where he's like, if somebody owns a house on the coast of Miami and they know it's going to flood, like they're just going to sell the house. And they're like, everybody's like, to who?
To who, bro?
And it's like fucking Aquaman.
No, seriously, you're not selling that house. No one's buying that. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. And Ben Shapiro's an idiot. I don't like people like that.
I like to do his little squeamy voice though.
Yeah, it's a pretty good impression of him. Not gonna lie.
Thank you.
He's and like not everything he says I hate. Not everything about him I hate. I bet he's like, I hear he's a nice guy. He's just really political.
Yeah.
That's what is like the word around him, I guess.
Honestly.
But he's annoying.
Yeah.
He's fucking annoying. In the end, you're annoying. Same thing with the who's the little girl?
Greta Thunberg.
She's
or whatever.
annoying.
Yeah,
I'm annoyed.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna sit here like I don't hate everything you say.
Yeah,
I'm annoyed though.
People who just like, got too much attention. You know what I mean?
That's what they are. That's all they are. You're getting way too many eyes on you, and it's getting a little bit to your head.
Say whatever the fuck you want.
And like they just keep getting more and more wild. Honestly, you know who I really liked? I liked Andrew Yang.
Yeah.
I want to fuck shit up. I like to try something like that.
Yeah.
Like the whole UBI, like the universal base income.
I'm a socialist, and those are like the basics of socialism, so I'm always in support of it.
It's fucking so cool.
Yeah.
And you know the thing, like I'm not even like fully like I don't know what I am.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I like to say I'm in the middle, but I have no fucking clue. Because that sounds so sick to me. Yeah. Giving everybody $12,000 a year. We could do it too. Yeah. He had the plan out, and I love that. That's the thing, because that's, you know, I was saying earlier. I was like, I wouldn't complain about something unless I had the solution. that's what this guy has. Yeah. He has the solution, and that's why he complains, and I love that about him.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad he lost mayor of New York.
Yeah, I thought that he might have had something there.
He was just a little out of touch. Like, people thought him as just, like, kind of like this rich dude, like, not like a real New Yorker.
Yeah, I guess. And also, it's hard to, like, really get some people on board with that. Even people that are left, like, but some people just lean that way and aren't like, all right, let's relax there, buddy. Mm-hmm. You know, some people, so, you know, I don't know. I'm waiting for someone, like, I think of it like this. I think of it like a seesaw. This is politics. A seesaw. Okay. That's Democrats. That's Republicans. And motherfuckers are standing there, and they're just slowly walking down each end of the seesaw. And one will go a little leaner the other way, and then the other one will lean a little bit further. Yeah. And then they just both balance each other out. But there's not an endless amount of seesaw. I think at some point you fall off. Someone is going to emerge like a phoenix in the middle. And I think everyone's going to love some president soon's coming that's going to be like the GOAT. And we're going to love this guy.
I agree.
I'm waiting for him.
I hope so, dude. I don't know. Like, you like to talk about things that are, like, even, you know what I mean? Like, Democratic Republics are, like, even, but, like, by numbers, like, they're not even. You know what I mean?
Which one's more?
Democrats have, like...
They're way more, actually.
Yeah, like, 5 million, I think. I think, like, Hillary won the popular vote by 5 million people. Mm-hmm. It's just because the Electoral College, like, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
But, like...
I hate that, too.
Yeah.
I don't like
Everybody hates that shit, except the people who live in, like, South Dakota and, like, want their votes to be heard, you know what I mean?
Which I also... I get that, too.
Yeah.
That's the thing, like, I get it, because I was talking about this with whoever I had on last, Zach, the kid down the street, and he was like, well, your vote doesn't matter. So, like, my vote doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And that bugs me, so I can get it out there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's like, I think, what's the stat? It's like... A vote in California is like is worth like 1/1000th of a vote in South Dakota. Yeah, because like how much they weigh, because so many people live there. Because you can also you also just go blue as a state, you know what I mean? You'll go red as a state. Mm-hmm. So like your votes mean more in like the wet in like the middle of the country kind of.
Well, I guess it's kind of like a similar thing. So think of it like this is how I think of it. Ready? I'm going to try to make this analogy on the spot. Never heard of this before in my life. Say me and you were neighbors. Say you, Liam, and Ethan lived right next door, right?
We're like friendly neighbors?
We're friendly neighbors. Okay. We're just me.
We have pets?
You guys don't.
Okay.
You guys don't have pets. Just you, Liam, and Ethan. Just you three.
All right.
And then in this crib, I got me. I got my buddy Nick. I got Liana, Alexa, Haley. And, you know, we also got Mike, Kevin... Nathan and Double D down the street.
Oh shit!
There's 9 of us living here, and there's 3 of you living over there.
9 of us, 5 beds.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. 3 of you over there, 9 of us here.
All right.
And we got a pet named Roger.
All right.
And so us 9 and Roger. And say we got to decide the weather over our houses, okay? And us 9 all were like, "Yo, we want it to be raining today." You 3 would have to be like, all right, cool, I guess it's raining today. Like, whatever. And this would happen every day, all the time. We would decide what you guys do all the time.
Yeah.
What weather you're dealing with all the time. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't that kind of bug you?
Yeah.
Even though there's more of us.
Yeah.
Still feels unfair because in the end it's the same amount of houses. Mm-hmm. That's the way I think of that.
Yeah.
Is that a Republican way to think?
I don't think so. I think it's more of just like I think the Electoral College was more created like when we didn't have much transportation. So it's like when the states were first created, you didn't really go to another state.
Yeah.
Like, I go to New Hampshire like every other day. You know what I mean? So
Savers.
Like kind of yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Nashua.
Shout out.
But like the state lines are so blurred now that I feel like it's kind of just like all one big country. And you have like areas obviously of like the Midwest. They obviously like want their votes, but like. I think the Electoral College was kind of created in response to like the first 13 states or whatever, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's like every state has its own government, gets its own votes. But now I feel like it's kind of like certain people obviously live in other states, like they're more densely populated. So like the popular vote is like a better alternative because you're able to go to any state. Like transportation is crazy now. Like you can fly to any other state. So what you want in your state would also be like the majority of what people want in general.
Because it's so fluid.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I agree. I think people definitely have like territorial pride over like their area in America.
Yeah. So we're all taking care of the same land type thing. You know? But like I just
it's like us as New Englanders are like, you know what I mean? We're New Englanders.
Yeah,
you know
like think of people in like an apartment complex. Like say that there could be like 100 people living in the same amount of square feet as like one person, and then that 100 square feet, whatever, not 100, way more than that. But like, you know, people could be living in that space just vertically, and then you go to like the Midwest and like there will be one person living in like 10 times the amount of space.
Yeah.
And you know, it's just interesting. Like I feel bad, like it's because in the end, I look at what does the majority want makes sense to me. What do most people want? And I wonder again, like how much like state, say like you have like your congressman, you got like your own state regulations and everything. You know, everything's different state by state as well. But I wonder what percentage of like overall like things, I can't think of a better word, is run through the state versus federally. Like how much does the president like really matter?
Yeah, you'd be surprised how much
versus how much your state matters.
Yeah, how much like state government is like involved in like your everyday. Like it's the thing is like the federal government collects taxes, so they provide a lot of money for infrastructure to the states, but that's why the states play along. Like that's why a state won't be like fuck the federal government. Yeah, because they need that money, but how they allocate it is pretty much just like based on them. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like big decisions made in the federal government, like budgets, like military budgets, which is like overall budgets, kind of like they could increase the federal minimum wage and everybody have to play along. So they hold this power that all the states would have to follow them.
Yeah, but then you get your own specifications within that.
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
So I was just thinking, again, another thing that bugs me about this whole thing though, say like me voting and having an opinion on military spending is probably extremely asinine because I know nothing. Like I know, when I say nothing, I know probably more than some people. So I'm not saying I know nothing in comparison, but I'm saying me as like personally, I don't feel like I have the knowledge to really make a decision on how much there should be spending on the military or anything for that matter. I don't know how much anything should be spent. Like I don't know. I'm like, listen, like maybe you should just put money into education.
These numbers don't mean anything.
They don't mean anything. I have no idea what the right amount is. You know, my sister's a teacher, so exactly. She tells me they don't have enough money. Yeah, I'm on board. You know, but in the end, like, what am I taking away from? My
sister's a teacher too.
Really?
Yeah.
What grade?
She's a special ed teacher.
I fucking love special ed teachers. Yeah. I'm jealous of how selfless these people are. Wow, that's incredible.
How many siblings do you have?
I have one. How about you?
The youngest of 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got a sister and then
2 sisters and a brother.
So you got it all. You've experienced it all.
Yeah, really, I got away with a lot of shit when I was younger.
You're the youngest.
Yeah.
That's what happens to the youngest.
I know. My sisters had like curfews and shit. I used to like walk in at like 2 a.m.
See, I'm a very much no problem child. Like I'm like,
same.
Not saying I'm like a goody two shoes or nothing. Like I like to have my fun, but I legit do like I add no stress to my parents' lives. I just kind of do my own thing.
Do your parents believe that you don't drink?
I think they believe that, but like, you know how hard that is to believe?
Yeah, my parents would believe it.
Especially like, you know me at this point a little bit. Like, do I strike you as the type to hold back?
No.
Do I strike you? Like, you know, people think it makes sense.
Yeah.
That I would drink.
Because it's kind of like, I would describe it as like kind of like a social lubricant.
Yeah.
So like people who are already like social would like be more inclined to drink, but like people who are like pretty antisocial would be like, nah, I'm just gonna smoke weed.
Because they don't want to do that anyway.
Yeah.
But nah, you know, not me, dude. I'm very social. Yeah. I'm almost so social that I feel like it would do nothing for me.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. And the only thing it would possibly do is negative. All the positives from it are taken away because it's naturally given to me.
Yeah.
And I'm very thankful for that. I get those gifts from my dad socially. But I don't know. I just don't feel like it would add to my time.
That's how I feel about, like, I used to smoke a lot in high school. Mm-hmm. Sorry, Mom. But, like...
Is your mom going to watch?
Oh, maybe I'll send it to her.
Send it to your mom.
Yeah.
And, hi, is she Miss Edwards?
Yeah.
Miss Edwards, hi. Nice to meet you informally. Yeah, you got a great son here, dude.
I just kind of stopped because, like, I feel like I'm so in my head sometimes that, like, weed just, like, accelerates it even more. So then, like, God. I would just fall into a deep hole. And it happened, like, the past couple of years where I would just be, like, I'd sit awake staring at the ceiling just thinking about the most random shit I did, like, 3 years ago. And I'd be like, damn, like, I regret that shit.
Yeah.
Like, why does it matter now?
I definitely, I sit up at night every night doing something similar to that. Not in a negative way. It's almost in, like, a positive way. It's kind of what gets me all these ideas. I get a ton of ideas and ton of, like, thought. I just think of random things.
Yeah.
Not so much, like, things I did, but, like, almost, like, things I should do or whatever. You get, like, random motivation late at night?
Yeah.
Like, you want to conquer all your dreams and you do everything that you ever wanted to. Yeah. Once the nighttime hits.
Yeah, it's good. I like to have like some paper next to my bed.
I bought a whiteboard.
Really?
It's my thought whiteboard. I just be writing shit. Yeah. I like the haptic feel of it too. Like I'm very into like haptics. I'm basically autistic. Like it's like I'm not gonna lie. Like I love writing on a whiteboard.
Headphones.
Oh, dude, for real. I love it. I love hearing like. Yeah. It's like, oh, it's happening. Like, and that's all that's there for.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
it's a sensory thing.
Like,
yeah.
I'm very big on that stuff. Like,
so what kind of thoughts do you write down? Just like whatever comes to your mind.
Oh yeah. Sometimes I'll do like movie ideas. Sometimes
I actually have like. I have like a thought note in my phone.
You know, if I could grab my phone, you'd see the most redonkulous list of thoughts. Pull them up though. Let's see. Let's go through it. My sister, listen to this podcast idea. You're gonna love this. My sister wanted to make a podcast called. I'm trademarking this. No one else fucking do this. Called Take Note, and every week you come in for like 10, 20, 30 minutes and you discuss the notes you've taken that week. Because I feel like everybody's got a section in their notes of just ideas or random shit, whatever. Yeah. And you just discuss those notes. How fucking into a podcast. And then at the end of every podcast, you're like, submit yours. And then the fans will submit their notes.
I feel like you just get to know a lot, like everybody better. Oh, yeah, I got ideas in here.
Holy fuck, dude. Yeah. Oh, your type is so small.
Yeah.
I hate that. That's so funny. Read some. What's up?
Okay, so is there a machine to separate salt from ocean water? Because they would never run out of water. I always hear about like they're running out of water. You know what I mean?
Is that like filtration?
I don't know.
Can you do that with salt water?
I don't know. That's why I wrote it down. It was more of a question than an idea.
That's a good point. My bad. Forgot the concept we're working with. All right. Go again.
I got. So the DNA difference between a chimp and a human is 2%. So aliens could have a DNA difference of 2% from us and like easily enslave us.
The way you went with that was not what I thought you were going. I thought you were gonna say, and they could be like chimps, but then you understand, and they could enslave us.
Yeah,
wow.
a lot of these are bad. None of them.
That's good.
Arcades use tokens, so it doesn't feel like you're spending any real money.
Wow, that is why, isn't it? Fuck, dude, that's a good marketing.
That was from like a year ago.
That's genius. Yo, can you send me that?
Yeah.
Can you send me that thought?
Who made up the first last names?
That's a funny word, like sentence in general.
Yeah.
Who made up the first last name?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know. Well, it was like like Johnson. It's like son of John.
Yeah.
That's what that
means.
But
then there's like so many sects off that. And we just have like
someone was just like, all right, I'm McLaughlin.
Yeah,
like,
exactly,
or Edwards or O'Donovan, whatever.
I just wrote time zones are so weird.
Why?
You ever
Why
had
do we have those?
Yeah, you ever had the time zones debate with somebody? Or why can't it just be one time everywhere?
I've never had the debate. I think everyone I've run into has always been like, yeah, there should just be one time. And we do the fucking.
Because then, dude, when we do like what is it called?
Spring forward, fall back.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
There's some fucking there's some states that don't even do it.
Yeah, so why do we do it?
You drive into a different state and it's a different time.
So then why do we do this? And I know, dude, it's because, you know why? It's old times. It's like farmers and
exactly,
whatever.
Yeah.
Can we fucking can we stop? Can we cut that shit, dude?
Yeah.
Same thing with like Fahrenheit and like the way we use Fahrenheit here. The fucking boiling point of mercury
the
is
freedom units.
Like, the freedom units. Dude, it's like we're fucking free. We're better than them now. Let's just use this shit. We know what's better. Dude, we'd actually be a better country than them if we just used meters. Yeah. But just because they use that and we don't, I'd still give it to England. Because
as an engineer, it makes your life so much worse because you just have to, like, it's like there's so many units that you have to memorize each way. Because, like, like, they want you to learn, like, the slugs and, like, the feet and the inches. Yeah. But then, like nobody like really uses those in the country, you know what I mean? In the whole world, like it's like, I mean, what are you, I don't know, what are we doing
terrible.
Here?
No, it's terrible. I've been big on the meters, on the metric system. Forever. When I first heard of it, I was like, oh, it's meter, and then there's like and then there's like centimeter, like millimeter, decimeter, like these all make perfect sense. You know, kilometer, kilometer, 1,000 meters. That's genius.
They show like a mile at you, and you're like, "What?"
And you're like,
5,000.
You're telling me it's a kilometer is 0.63 miles? Yeah. Why would they make it like 1.8 times the amount? And they just, what is a mile? Do you know why a mile's a thing? Do you know like why that's the
I know why a marathon is a thing. Like, you know the old story of the guy who ran the 24.8. You ever heard this story?
No.
There's like it's like an old Greek story. But the guy, his name's like Marathon or something like that. Like the messenger.
I've heard of that, but I've never heard the story, though.
They give him a message to like bring to some important guy, and he has to run there. And it's 24 point something. What is it, 8?
24.8 miles, sounds right.
He has to run that amount of distance to get to like deliver the important message. And he runs all the way, and he delivers the message, and he dies on the spot.
Really?
Yeah.
And do people do that every year? Yeah. They don't die. Fuck. That's so fucked up.
How far we've come.
How far we've come is right.
We were talking about this like last week about like the absurdity of life. You know what I mean? It's like dude, everything we do is really like it's so absurd. Like
so deep.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Well, we talked about this a little bit earlier. Like what is consciousness? What is life?
Yeah.
It's the thing that we have that nothing else has is meaning. Mm-hmm. We just assign meaning. The only thing, and it's to arbitrary things, not meaning as in we need it. Like obviously, like food we need, but what's the meaning of life? Though? That's what we're looking for. The meaning of why we're here. Like why? The question why is never asked by any other creature.
Why are we really doing all of this? You know what I mean?
And some of it feels so weird. Like why do people go to like a James Charles concert? Like why? Why is that a thing?
Why are we sitting right here doing this podcast?
Why? Like why? What is this contributing to in the grand scheme? And that's the stuff that that gets people to like the existential crisis.
Yeah, like absurdist versus nihilist.
I heard both those words my whole life, but I need you to explain it to me.
There's like a whole chart that breaks it down, but basically a nihilist means like a nihilist believes that life is absurd, there's no meaning, you shouldn't look for meaning in life. Like, there's no point in looking for meaning because everything's so absurd. It's like basically like
that's boring.
Existential dread. So like
the
feeling that you don't matter. Yeah,
that's sad.
It's like the most negative one. And then like absurdist is like nothing really matters. We're kind of just here like by chance. Like humans gain consciousness by chance. Doesn't really matter, but we should try to pull meaning from life based on how absurd it is. Like have fun, just have fun, just have fun knowing we're here for no reason.
Okay.
And then like, obviously like Christianity would be like you pull meaning from God, like they believe they're here for God. Yeah. And then like atheists believe that there is a meaning, but there is no God. The meaning is like tangible, like we're here for a scientific reason. You know what I mean?
Okay, now
that's like the three different
So here's what we're gonna do.
So it goes Christianity, atheist, absurdist, nihilist.
Wow, that's fucking insane, dude.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this. The DO-Dizzle. This is the DO-Dizzleism.
Okay.
The Dizzleism. We'll call it.
Dizzleism. I like
so that. This is what it is. We're not here for a particular reason.
Thou shalt not be here for a particular reason.
We are not here for any. That was somewhat random.
So that's like absurdist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like since we're here, let's party. Like it's not it's not that either. But now that we are here, since we are here, now we have meaning. Okay, now since we can assign meaning, that means that there is meaning.
Yeah.
Because we can assign it.
Yeah.
And anybody that says that that's not true, then you try to tell me that your parents mean nothing to you.
Yeah.
We're just making it up. It doesn't mean it doesn't feel true.
Yeah.
And if we feel it, has to be true right now because that's all we got.
We pull meaning from our experiences as a human. We shouldn't. I don't think we should look at the bigger picture and be like, why are we on Earth? Why do we have consciousness? We should pull meaning from our lives.
Yeah.
Which is like basically absurd. We call it.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Dizzleism.
Dizzleism.
Yeah. DOD-Ism.
Maybe we'll write like a manifesto or something like that.
We just and like it would be very similar to absurdism.
Yeah.
But like
I've been reading to write a manifesto. I think that'd be a good.
You should do that.
Yeah.
You should write a book. You're a pretty smart kid. You know a lot of stuff. Yeah. It's a weird envy of mine. You know Double D.
Yeah.
He knows a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like random, like you could show him a picture of like a random animal and he'll tell you like what it is, the place of origin, and like everything about it for no reason. Like he just knows this shit.
Yeah.
And I envy that ability to just know everything, because I know so little. I wish I knew more. Like in like you just knowing stuff. Like maybe it's just the things we talked about, or the things you know a lot about. But you seem to just know a lot. Yeah, it's just
I watch a lot of Jeopardy.
yeah. That's actually a great way. I love shows like that.
I feel like to an extent we're all kids of the internet. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You know
we're gonna be so smart.
Yeah. Like 30 years ago, they probably didn't know what was happening like on the West Coast. You know what I mean?
They had no idea, and they think they're smarter because of it. They think that since they were able to really experience themselves every day, that made them smarter. Yeah. And while that's the generally accepted thing, I feel like, maybe tell me if I'm wrong, but like people think that like when you're not wrapped up in your phone and social media, like you'll be able to take in the world around you, and that's true. But you're gonna tell me I don't know more? Yeah. You know?
Oh, I definitely know more.
And what is knowledge?
Whether that's a positive thing or not, we could get into.
That's true. Knowledge is power.
Yeah, because there's that whole like social media, like social like judgment based on like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
and I'll be real good at calling bullshit by the time I get to like the age of 40, because we're gonna see so much of it on the internet, and you got to get good at knowing what's real, what's not.
I think it's a cool age to live in because of like record keeping. Like, I was talking to my dad at dinner the other night, and he was just talking about like he couldn't remember how many kids lived with him in college at his apartment.
And you'll be able to look it up.
Yeah, I could look at my Snapchat and look back at the memories, or just like remember it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could remember. You get a Snapchat memory in 50 years. God forbid it will be here that long.
Yeah, right.
But like, you get a Snapchat memory in 50 years of like your friends at college. Isn't that like crazy?
Oh my God, yeah.
My dad like barely remembers that shit.
My thing is, I know I'm gonna regret this so much. I delete a lot of my photos. Yeah. In my videos, I need storage. So you know, I record podcasts in this fucking thing, so I need the storage.
You should put them all in a hard drive and just bury them somewhere.
1000% should do that, because wow, I'm just thinking about that now too. And my snaps I keep for the most part, because it's a lot of work to delete Snapchats. Yeah. So I keep those for the most part. Yeah. But like, how long am I even gonna have Snapchat? Like, when is gonna become the time where I delete that shit?
Delete that shit soon.
Like, I should probably, I'm gonna be honest with you, if I didn't have podcasts or anything, I wouldn't have Instagram. Yeah. I wouldn't have any of that shit. I don't care about that stuff at all. Like at all. I mean, I use it, but I don't care about
Definitely not gonna be like a dad with an Instagram.
Yeah, I won't do that. Once I birth child, that child is my one and only priority. So like, having an Instagram has no use for me until he's old enough to have an Instagram. Then I'll get one back just to know what he's looking at. I'm telling you, or she. Maybe I'll be a girl.
I saw you like that girl's photo. She's fine as fuck.
Yeah, she's fine. She might be 12, but she's fine. I respect that. I was pulling fine bitches when I was 12 too.
We saw that you watch Euphoria?
No, I have not. But I know I get the gist.
I was watching an episode yesterday, and like the old guys that are just be like, you're gonna be such a heartbreaker. Like, I bet you have the guys wrap around your finger. It's just like creepy if you take a step back and look at it.
Yeah, I don't like
It's just
that.
like some like 70-year-old guy being like, I'd fuck you if you were younger.
Here's my only problem with that. It's definitely creepy, and I know in my heart it is. But my dad is a very genuinely awesome, nice guy. Mm-hmm. And he'd tell like a 16-year-old, "Oh, you're beautiful," but mean it very genuinely. Yeah. And I could see him being a creep. Yeah. Like, well, I mean, it makes me sad because I know my dad's the nicest, sweetest person in the world.
You're pretty or like you're beautiful. Like,
it's the way it comes off a lot of times.
Yeah, yeah. If you're saying like, oh, I bet you have all the guys like
that's
wrapped
weird.
around your finger. You know what I mean? It's like it's also just like none of your business. It's like just leave it alone.
Yeah, like just if you don't have anything not nice to say, good to say, then just shut your mouth. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's something I struggle with. I definitely just like to
weird,
fill
like,
up.
Backwards hand like compliment where you're like, you're so sexy.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you're fine. I'm 70.
Yeah.
Like, that's weird. That's uncomfortable.
Stop hugging me.
Everyone had the math teacher that was hugging the girls way too long back in the day.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking. You definitely had some teachers like that.
Oh, yeah, dude. Some creepos, dude.
Real creeps, dude.
Yeah.
I don't like, that's like the worst thing in the world. Like, those, like, that's why when they go to prison, like, chomos, like, they get, like, killed. Child molesters.
Oh.
Chomos.
I've never heard that term before.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
That's what they call them in prison. Chomos.
Shit.
And they get like murdered in there in prisons, obviously, because like they're disgusting. They're like the scum.
Yeah, because a lot of people have like have kids too. You know what I mean?
Oh my god! And some people go to jail for like noble reasons, like they stole so that they could eat, so that their family could eat that night.
Yeah.
You know, like some people go to jail because they consistently steal because they don't have a job or whatever. Like sometimes life just rolls people a tough die. You know, it's tough.
Yeah.
And there's nothing else they can do but steal.
Mm-hmm.
Stealing is their method of survival.
Yeah.
It's like a job for them.
Yeah. If you see somebody stealing food, don't say anything.
Yeah. Like someone's stealing
if somebody's
food.
stealing from Urban Outfitters, like maybe like that's kind of a bad thing to do, but like.
Tell you one thing, if I saw someone stealing, getting away with it, I would never say no.
Oh yeah, never.
I don't care who it is or what they're doing or what store I'm in, unless it's like.
Yeah, dude.
Unless it's like, I actually no.
Stick is the man. What are these CEOs gonna lose some money? Like
lose like $20.
Yeah.
Someone stole some underwear. Like, dude, screw it. I don't care.
Is that the toilet?
Yep.
Nice.
Someone just shot themselves. Yeah. Probably. And you know what the craziest part? They was shit like right there, and it just boom, like, flew right by.
Oh, dude! I have a great basement story from our whole excursion. So, it's like finals week, right? We're all chilling. And
as every great story starts.
Yeah. So me and my boys love this shit. Like we're big shitters. Like we all like.
Have you ever stacked them?
No, we never stacked logs. But we've gone one after another, and the seats like almost like it's like very hot. Like
oh my god. Oh my god.
And we're always somebody shitting in our bathroom. You can come at any point and somebody shitting. But so like the toilet starts to like flush kind of slow. One week, and it gets slower and slower, and then we start to flush the toilet, and the sink's bubbling up. Like the sink will like fill up with water and like bubble and like gargle.
Oh, that's scary.
So then we're like, it's happening, and then we like kind of smell like some eggs, kind of. We're like kind of walking around. We're like, what is that egg smell? Like we have a cat, and we're like, the cat must have done some shit. Like it definitely has an egg stashed somewhere or something like that. Dude, one day it just doesn't drain, and we're like, all right, like we're calling the landlord. So we call him, and he's like, yeah, check the basement. We walk down there, and there's an 1.5 inches of shit water, like this whole area. Yeah.
So
dude, we clogged that shit out to the main line at the road.
Really? Yeah, it got like, through all the way to there.
Yeah, it was like that much toilet paper and shit. Yeah, and then dude, God bless plumbers, dude. Everybody talks about how plumbers get paid so much money. They deserve double that shit. Some guy came with a fucking shop vac and vacuumed all the fucking shit water out of our basement and just put it in his truck and drove away.
That's fucking gross.
Yeah, dude.
Someone's got to do it, but that's gross.
Yeah.
You go, they should be paid double. Plumbers are paid a shit ton.
It was the grossest shit.
That's gross. Yeah. Wow, I'd never heard of anything like that in my life. I've clogged my fair share of toilets, dude. I'd be one and the same if I pulled up with you boys. But I was talking about so Mike Palmer. He thinks it's funny to use the girls' bathroom here. Mm-hmm. We have one girls, one boys. Yeah. And when it's parties, like nothing you can do. People should use bathrooms, so it doesn't matter. But when we're like all
like a men's sign on the door,
we low key should. But like he thinks it's funny to use the girls' one.
Yeah.
Like while they're here, and he'll be like, yeah, I'm about to just drop heat in your toilet, and then he'll go like take a huge shit, and he's like, should I flush it? They're like, yeah, flush it. And he's like, boys, you want to stack this beast? And I'm like, what? He's like, y'all got shits in you, because we can make this happen. I was like, I refuse to stack my shit on top of another man's shit and clog the toilet like that, dude. Yeah. I refuse. That would never happen in my house. What's her name? Liana lives here. Her at her house in like Medford.
Yeah.
They don't have a plunger. They just assume that they'll never clog the toilet.
Living on the edge, dude.
And they don't, I guess. I guess it's never happened at our house. I'm like, dude, you must have the best plumbing.
Dude, that's the time that our toilet clogged and there was shit water. We bought 3 different plungers, and none of them would work.
Well, fucking yeah.
And, like, we're calling the landlord.
You guys bought 3 different plungers?
Yeah.
What a strange solution.
We used to never call the landlord because we had a cat and there were supposed to be no pets. So we'd always put off calling the landlord, so like our garbage disposal would get stuck and our sink would fill up, our pipes would freeze, and we just never called the landlord because we just like, we don't want him to find out we have a cat, and it created a lot of problems for us.
We had fucking 3 inches of shit water in our basement.
One time the whole fire department came because like our carbon monoxide sensors were going off, and then we had to run around while the fire department was on the way and put all the smoke alarms in because we just like had them all out for some reason.
We may have.
Yeah.
We didn't take them out.
Yeah,
they might be out though.
Little fire department. We didn't take them out.
Yeah, no one took anything out. Why would you do that? That's illegal.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that. But yeah, I don't know anybody with fire alarms actually.
Yeah.
They're just because the thing is they just go off.
Oh yeah.
They just randomly go off for no reason.
Yeah,
like they're testing.
Before I got here, Ethan was cooking a kielbasa on the grill, and I walk outside, and I swear to God, I thought it was like a fog machine. Like I couldn't see 5 inches in front of my face. Ethan, if you're listening to this, just fucking put him in the oven or some shit.
He was cooking.
Those things are meant to be grilled. Like
he was cooking
put him in the oven,
kielbasa.
dude. Like that shit's entering our lungs.
That's so funny. That's such
one of those long like curved kielbasas, you know? The 1-footers.
I'm sorry, that's a fucking stupid food to eat. Like so I love kielbasa, dude. I do. Yeah. That's a stupid ass food to eat though. Like you're just I was making a kielbasa. Like shut up, you. Like if
fucking fancy hot dog.
I just eat a fucking hot dog. Yeah. Get some KM like a real man. Yeah. Dude. Come on now. That's so
fucking
funny.
Boil it, why don't you?
For real, Ethan. That's so funny. Imagine someone asked me like, "Hey, can you work on the group project? Hold on, I'm making kielbasa right now." Shut up.
There's like 3 fans on. He has all the windows open. It's like, dude, Jesus.
He's too funny, bro. He's good shit, dude. Yeah. I love Ethan. Seeing you guys out, it's always hilarious. You guys, I love how like I don't know if you feel this way about like us too, but like you guys are so like it's like you 3.
Yeah.
You're like intertwined in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are we like that for you too? Like some of the boys, are we all kind of like?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, I think like I've hung out with like Haley a lot, like separate. Like we go out and stuff like that. But then, like, Liana and Alexa are, like, intertwined, and then all you guys are intertwined. Like,
all the boys?
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of, like, my friends from home, you know what I mean? Like, you meet, and they're all just, like, joking around, talking about some shit, like, always laughing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing when you make good friends.
Yeah.
Like, you know you're in a good friend group when shit's funny. When, like, everything's funny.
Yeah,
like, that's how you know you're having a good time.
Yeah, everybody knows each other so well, you can just fucking rip on each other.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want to anybody. It's so nice, dude. And sometimes, like, I wish I could just skip all the pre-shit with some people. Like, you know, so, like, you, for example, like, you, Ethan, and, like, Liam, me and my dad have a term. It's not a very advanced term. It's they get it. That's what it's called. When kids are good kids, or like we just.
If you don't get that saying,
if you don't get that saying, you don't fucking get it. Exactly. There's no way to explain it.
Yeah.
It's like these kids get it.
Yeah.
They get it.
Definitely.
And they're easier to get along with and to like get to that point with. But sometimes I just wish I could skip all like the introductions and shit. Like,
yeah. We were talking earlier about like just like hanging out at parties or shit. I think we should get like So my friend Mark that goes to Brown, there's this thing called the Board Game Club, and it's a club at school, and they call it the Board Game Club, and then they let everybody in, they close the doors, and it's just like basically like they all just gamble, like they all just not like for money, but they all just play cards.
Oh man, dude, we had
it's just a bunch of boys playing cards.
We had a poker night. Yeah. And anybody watching, they'll know how that went. It was a little intense, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it was a little intense,
dude.
People didn't know the rules, and we were trying to learn it on the go. And you know, like you know when like you're teaching 8 people at once, and they're all asking you questions, and everyone's drinking, like you're trying to explain, and no one's listening.
Yeah.
You know, people were getting frustrated. Yeah. Everyone was getting a little frustrated with that.
Once you lock in poker, though, it can be a really fun game.
Oh, for sure. I feel like now that we figured it out, like it'll be way better. But I'm
We should have a big game one time.
We should do like a real big we should do casino night.
Yeah, like have somebody dealing blackjack.
Yeah.
And like we don't.
I'd do that.
You could just like I mean, to make a prize, everybody give like $5 at the door, and then they just give you a certain amount of chips, and then like once you're done with those chips, could be fire. Like, you could have a poker game and a blackjack game.
Too bad I live with women. Women don't like doing fun things. So, at least in that, like, that type of fun, the girls want to have fun. Come on, like, it's a legit song.
Yeah.
But not like that. Yeah. That's not a girl thing, for sure.
I always grew up playing cards, though, with my friend group. Like,
really? I was never big on that.
All the girls in my friend group, we'd always go out to breakfast on the weekends, and we'd sit at breakfast.
IHOP? Where do you go?
Nah, we just went to, like, places, just, like, local places.
Cool.
Pick a new place every time, but, we just play cards for, like, 3 hours and just eat breakfast and talk.
That's so fucking cool, dude. That's the type of shit that, like, you'll think, like, you probably don't think about very much, but when you do, you're like, that's fucking...
It feels nice because, like,
cool we did.
You don't need, like, a TV to have fun and shit like that. You don't need to be, like, really doing something.
So
just,
friends
like,
are for it.
Yeah, just playing cards, shooting the shit, you know what I mean?
That's what kind of gets hard about, like, I live with, like, 3 of the people I live with I've known my whole life, pretty much, basically. At least, like, from middle school, or earlier, and... It's gotten to the point where, like, you know, when you live with people, it's not like every moment is always hangout time. Like, you're just living with them.
The lines get blurred real quick.
The lines get so blurry that, like, you're just, like, when you're supposed to be, like, hanging out, you're, like, not anymore. Yeah. And then when you're supposed to be, like, doing your own thing, you're also not. Mm-hmm. So it's just this, like, constant, it's like we're just constantly together.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what getting married is going to be like. Like, you're just going to have to find, like, a perfect medium.
Yeah.
So it's not too fun, just so that it's not too terrible.
Yeah. I think if I marry someone, she's definitely going to have to be, like, very funny.
Oh, my God, dude. I couldn't.
Like, just be able to, like, keep things fresh.
Honestly, I like to talk. I like to think I'm funny. If she better be laughing at what I say.
Yeah.
Or else it just won't. It won't work, dude. It won't work.
Laugh,
it won't
bitch.
work. Yeah, like, laugh. Like, you don't find me funny. You're bugging me right now. Nah, I could definitely see that. Well, Henry.
How long have we been gone?
I was just gonna ask you that question. How long do you think?
Hour?
Hours? What do you think?
Yeah.
Hour 40.
Oh, damn.
So, honestly, this one was flying. Though.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Yeah.
I looked midway because I needed to show you Kobe.
Yeah.
And it was at like 45 at that point, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But it flies, dude. Yeah. So I got what I need out of it. But how was your experience?
It was a good time, honestly. Like, I feel like if we had some, like, refreshments and, like, the rest of the night, like, you could just have, like, conversations like this the rest of the night, just, like, talking about random shit.
It doesn't
stop.
Like,
it was a good time, though. We got through some good stuff.
Yeah, I like to think we got deep.
Yeah.
We got political.